Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I decided to make a video on my Barbarian's gear in Diablo 3. Now there's quite a few videos on YouTube about gear for Barbarians, for Demon Hunters, but I thought I'd share my opinion. As since completing Diablo 3 Inferno, I've been on public games quite a lot and I've seen quite a few people with very outbalanced gear, if you would like to say that. I mean, for my recent encounter with the Barbarian, he had 60k HP, no HP regain, which left him with 44k HP for about at least the entire of Tarot Dam level 1 and level 2. You know, I mean, you've got to have some life regain in there somewhere. But, so in this build I'm going to be telling you what gear I think you should be getting, the cost of this gear, because again, I'm not going to tell you how to get a cheap gear barb to complete Inferno, because unfortunately you can probably, well, it does cost quite a bit. Not as much as everyone else's barbs, but it's fairly, you will need to be getting some, need farm, need money, coins, so yeah, let's get to it, shall we? So this is my Barbarian right here. You can see the resistances, the main attributes, my damage, my armor, and everything. I'll go through. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the gear, and I'm going to go through my stats, so that way you get a good understanding of what I focus on when looking at gear. So we'll start off at the bottom of my gear, which is the weapon. Now I say this to everyone. Your weapon, in my opinion, should devote itself to one thing, and that is damage. Now on my weapon there's intelligence, there's vitality. These are bonuses. If you get bonuses, that's great. However, don't try to get bonuses, because the whole point of bonuses is that they're bonuses. You get them as a bonus. So don't try to get attributes that don't go towards your damage. So here on my weapon, which is the 300th spear, 128 strength, you know, plus 301 minimum damage, plus 405 maximum damage. You know, I've got plus 29% more damage, 12% movement speed, which is another bonus. The reduction in damage from melee attacks is another bonus. The two that are not bonuses, and these are the two stats why I bought this weapon for my Barbarian, is because it increases ancient spear damage by 45% and my weapon throw damage by 44%, which is a lot. So I got that because I used both of those skills with my Barbarian. And I'll get onto skills in another video later on for you guys. So again, like I said, the weapon should devote itself just to damage, and as you can see I do 23k of damage and I do 1.2 attacks per second, so it's good enough. Now your shield is when I looked at the shield, I got it to do my two most priority, the highest priority stats basically. So when you're looking at a shield for a barb, I would say if you're looking at stats on a shield, pick the two highest stats, and I recommend the two highest stats is resistance and strength. So as you can see on my shield I got 240 strength and 52 resistance to all the elements. Now as a bonus with the shield, I got plus 6% life, I regain life 154, and obviously more reduction gets from melee attacks. The armor and the chance to block will come anyway with the shield. You know, especially with legendaries, that'll be high anyway. But yeah, one thing also, don't look at shields that are low chance of blocking. Try and get the highest chance block shield you've got. but still maintaining those 2 high stats that you want. So I'm pretty sure this shield is not too much, it's quite a bit. I can't remember, honestly can't remember off by heart how much these cost. You know, if you want me to tell you how much they all cost, then post a message in the comments and I'll do a video of me in the auction house and I'll explain all the money I spend, coins, whatever. So that's the shield. Now the rings, see the rings again is another complicated issue, because both the rings could be high in resistance and strength, or both can be high strength and vitality. But what I like to do is, again, this is where you balance it out. I did one devoted to strength and vitality. So on this one I've got 191 strength with the gem, plus 24 maximum damage and 74 vitality. Now if you compare that to my other ring, the Obsidian Ring of Zodiac, the stats on this is very minimum, but the resistance is 85. So I've sort of balanced it out there, because my other ring has no resistance. So I've made one ring purely for resistance, and one ring purely for my 2 top stats of strength and vitality. Now, the only other gear that you have almost, I'll say special searching stats, is the helmet. For my barb, I didn't choose any strength for my helmet. I mainly went with vitality and resistance. So on this I got 85 vitality, 64 resistance. The intelligence goes towards resistance, by the way, so if you've got a chance of getting some intelligence into your gear, this is a good idea. The 8% chance to block is a bonus, but I always get a helmet with a socket, because then I can put in a amethyst gem, gives me 15% life. Well, the start version does anyway. So that there is a great way of getting a helmet. I mean, yes, you can probably get one for strength, vitality, with resistance and everything, but again, everything else on my gear devotes stuff to strength as well, so I might as well balance it out and devote this to resistance and life. Now for everything else on your Barbarian, so the glove, the shoulders, the gloves, the chest, the amulet, the braces, the belt, the pants, and your boots, they should all devote themselves to your top 3 stats, which for me is strength, vitality, and resistance. So if you notice, all of the geared items I just said have strength, vitality, resistance. So strength, 84 strength, 75 vitality, and 71 resistance. Even on the pants, there are still resistance on here. You can see cold resistance. It may not be all resistance, it's still resistance. The belt has all 3, the braces, the amulet, the chest, the gloves, and the shoulders. So those gear pieces should just contain those 3 stats: strength, vitality, resistance. If you get any other stats on top, that's a bonus. So that's how I find each gear, and this is how I gear my Barbarian. And I mean, from Act 1 to Act 2, you know, I found that just having armor and hardly any resistance worked really well. But from Act 3 onwards, I found that having loads of resistance coupled with quite a lot of armor and quite a lot of strength and everything made it so much easier. So, and the resistance stats here are without Warcry active. So if I was to activate Warcry now, You can see that all of them go above 1,000 in resistance. And don't forget, Warcry has a 30-second cooldown, but lasts for 60 seconds, so it never runs out. Which is a great skill, a brilliant skill. I will be going into skills in another video. So, to summarize, the 4 stats you want for overall on your gear for a Barbarian: Strength, Vitality, Resistance, and, well, armor comes just with all of them. Armor comes with it, basically. But armor is still very important. You know, you can get, you know, bonus armor. Armor is quite important. So, I recommend you try and get your resistances without Warcry. So without Warcry, between 600 and 700. So I would say near to the 700 mark for resistances. So that when you do, if you do use Warcry, then you get your resistances quite high. I recommend your armor to at least do some damage reduction of at least 70%. At least 70%. Strength, well, that's your primary attribute. I generally going to tell you to get your strength to close to where mine is right now, to 2,000. Your vitality should, well, that's important as well. That should at least get your HP to about 50k. I would say anything between 45,000 and 55,000 is perfectly reasonable. There's no need to go above 55. Or even 52, or even 52 in my opinion. So, yeah, that's about it really. Obviously, if you have any questions, you probably have, then comment them and I will try and answer them the best. If it deserves a video, then a video will come out. But yeah, like I said, your weapon devotes to damage, your shield, you know, devote to your top 2 stats, or for a Barbarian is strength and resistance. Then your rings, balance it out. Let one ring go to strength and vitality, let the other ring go to resistance. Helmet, devote the helmet to resistance and life. And then everything else, you know, the amulet, the chest, the gloves, the belt, the braces, the pants, the boots, just get ones with strength, vitality and resistance. So that is what I say. Obviously my word is not as big as everyone else's word, but hey, let's chip in my word at some point in here. So that is my Barbarian gear. This is how I recommend people gear their Barbarians. But please, whatever you do, no matter what I've said, balance it out. Please don't just get like 35k DPS, or don't just go and get like 70k HP. Don't just go out and get like 1300 resistance. I mean, I went on the forums on Diablo, some guy had 1300 resistance. I think his HP was low, his damage was low, everything was low. And I was like, what? So please, whatever you do, make it balanced. And again, if you want help with what gear you need replacing, then you can always message me your profile. I will look at it and I will tell you what you might need replacing. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I hope it's been helpful. If it hasn't been helpful, then I'm sorry for wasting your time. Truly am. I hate wasting people's time. But again, if it's been helpful, good. Oh, one more thing. Don't try and farm the gear. Please, just farm the coins, the money, and go to the auction house. Unfortunately, that's the way the game has been engineered. It's an auction house game now, which is really stupid. I mean, Diablo 2 was nothing like that. Diablo 3. Diablo 2 was so much better. But anyway, just go to the auction house, you'll find it all there. Okay. So yeah, now that's the end of the video. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for my skills video, and shall see you guys soon.